You come out and say Elon Musk could liquidate assets he has no access to and then dump money in a problem which will in no way solve this. I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it, man. Okay? Stop being so high and mighty and stop being so arrogant when there are many of us who have tried really hard to actually figure out how we could solve that problem.
Tim Pool is a supporter of Trump. Tim Pool is MAGA. Now, sometimes he'll play hide the ball, right? I've heard him do this oftentimes. At least he used to. I don't know if he still does, but he used to say, oh, who, me, bro? I'm like a liberal, bro. I'm like a liberal. I'm like left of center. But, I mean, fucking the liberals and the leftists and the Democrats have gone crazy, bro. All the wokeness and stuff, bro, they're crazy. So he says his politics are liberal, but then go look at his channel. 90% of his videos are shitting on liberals and leftists and Democrats. So that's one of the reasons I have a bone to pick with Tim Pool, is that he doesn't come as advertised, right? Just own it, bro.
In today's video, Kyle Kulinski absolutely destroys Tim Pool on Donald Trump's foreign policies, while Tim tiptoes around Trump's record pretending he's some anti-war outsider. Kyle brings the receipts, highlighting Trump's drone strikes, broken promises on ending wars, and cozying up to authoritarian regimes. Kyle exposes how Tim whitewashes the facts to fit a MAGA narrative, and he doesn't let him off the hook for it. So let's dive in and watch how Kyle Kulinski shuts down Tim Pool in this video.
Just own it. If there's one thing I can't take, it's being weaselly. And the fact of the matter is, you say I am nominally a liberal, but effectively you're a right-winger, and you're MAGA. And your audience is right-wing. And 90% of your content is right-wing. So, I'm just tired. We've seen this same old playbook. It's so stale. It's so boring. Russell Brand did the same bullshit. I'm a lefty, but oh my God, liberals and leftists and Democrats are wrong about everything, and Trump's right about everything. Jimmy Dore, I'm a lefty, but liberals and leftists and Democrats are wrong about everything, and Trump's right about everything. Like, how many examples do we have to see? Everybody is onto your trick, bro. It's played out. We get it. You say you're a liberal, but you suck off Trump 24/7. We see it. We get it. We get it, dog. We get it. Just own it. Just own it. Right? And that's my biggest issue with him. But finally, and the most important point, is you're going to accuse me of being pro-military industrial complex when you are a Trump supporter. There is nobody more pro-military industrial complex than Donald Trump. They were just going around saying, Trump and Hegseth, we're going to cut the military by 8%. Then what happened? The Republicans came up with a budget which increases military spending $100 billion, and they support it. They are liars. They are liars, right? Every now and then, Trump will occasionally pretend, Liz Cheney, she's a warmonger. She always wants to shoot people in the face. Kamala's a warmonger. He'll say shit like that, but then his policy will be way more warmongering and imperialist. So as I said the other day, because Representative Darrell Issa came out, and what did Darrell Issa say? We should give Trump a Nobel Peace Prize. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Do you people hear yourselves? Do you like realize how ridiculous you look to anybody who's paying even a minimal amount of attention? So I'm pro-military industrial complex. You support Trump.
Kyle Kulinski really didn't hold back calling out Tim Pool's MAGA-friendly spin on Trump's foreign policy, and honestly, he's right to. Tim still tries to brand himself as this centrist or disaffected liberal, but 90% of his content is just regurgitated right-wing outrage. It's performative and predictable at this point. But Kyle hits the core issue. You can't support Trump and then pretend you're against the military-industrial complex with a straight face. Trump increased drone strikes, reversed transparency rules on civilian casualties, vetoed efforts to end U.S. involvement in Yemen, assassinated Iran's General Soleimani, escalating tensions to the brink of war, and blew up military budgets every year. Under Trump, the US dropped more bombs in Afghanistan than at any other point in the war. So when Tim Pool and others act like Trump was some kind of anti-war president, it's pure fantasy. Kyle's point is simple and devastating. If you claim to care about peace, transparency, or cutting defense spending, and you still praise Trump, you're either lying or just not paying attention.
And what has Trump given us? This is just in the second term, y'all. This is just like a little over a month. Trump's warmongering with Gaza. He says we're going to own it and he's continuing to arm the Israeli genocide, including 2,000-pound bombs, which are basically solely used to kill civilians. He's warmongering with Mexico. He repeatedly threatened an illegal war with Mexico. He's warmongering with Iran. He already came out and greenlit Israel attacking their nuclear sites and says, we'll back up Israel if they do that. He's threatening Greenland and saying he wants to take it. He just said the other day in his speech to Congress, one way or the other, we're going to take it. That is a fucking flat out threat. He's warmongering with with Denmark because Denmark owns Greenland. He's saying we're going to steal Panama. He's going to steal it by force. He tried to coup Venezuela in the first term, and they're plotting another coup of it right now. This is why Marco Rubio is Secretary of State. This is on the top of his agenda. Everybody knows that. Somalia. Trump was just bragging the other week about bombing Somalia. What happened? What happened to the anti-war bullshit? No, because his actual policy is massively, massively pro-war. I mean, which leads me to my final point, which is you can't even say that, like, well, look, all this stuff Trump did this time, yeah, I'm against it, and I guess it's bad, but, like, we didn't know he was going to do it, and I thought he was anti-war, because the fact of the matter is, we knew from the first term he was a warmonger, right? You support Trump. Trump increased the military budget every year in his first term. So tell me again who believes in the military-industrial complex. Tell me again, you support the guy who increased military spending every year, but somehow I support the military-industrial complex? This guy increased drone strikes 432%. Meanwhile, Tim and all his buddies, these are the kinds of people to be like, oh, Obama, the drone president. Trump destroyed Obama's drone legacy, massively increased it. Trump kept us in Iraq and Afghanistan. There was a 330% increase in civilian deaths in Afghanistan under him. He bombed Syria twice. He bombed Somalia the first term and now the second term. Trump occupied a third of Syria and said, we're doing it to take the oil. We're going to take the oil. He increased the Pentagon budget every single year. He let Israel illegally annex the Golan Heights. The list goes on, bro.
Kyle Kulinski absolutely nails it here, and it's hard to argue with the receipts. He dismantles Tim Pool's soft shoe act defending Trump's foreign policy by pointing out what Trump has actually done, especially in his second term. Trump isn't some non-interventionist dove. He's been rattling sabers with Mexico, Iran, and even Greenland and Denmark. That's not a joke. Trump literally said we're going to take it when referring to Greenland. He also greenlit Israel striking Iranian nuclear sites and openly backs what international watchdogs have called war crimes in Gaza, including arming the Israeli government with 2,000-pound bombs that overwhelmingly kill civilians. Let's not forget his first term either. Trump increased the Pentagon budget every year, escalated drone strikes, a 432% increase over Obama, left behind a 330% spike in civilian deaths in Afghanistan, bombed Syria twice, bragged about bombing Somalia, and kept the US occupying a third of Syria for oil. Tim Pool and his crowd tried to gaslight everyone into thinking Trump was anti-war, just because he occasionally talks like one. But Kyle's right, it's not about what someone says, it's about what they do.
Ripped up the Iran agreement. He assassinated Qasem Soleimani, a top Iranian commander who was fighting ISIS in the field. He armed Saudi Arabia as they did a genocide in Yemen. And then when the Senate passed a bill to stop us supporting Saudi Arabia's genocide, he vetoed it. Literally pro-genocide president. So, I mean, do I need to say any more? Like, there's that old saying, dude, you shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house. You are in the glassiest glass house of all time. I've never seen a more glassy glass house. Your show exists to coddle the nutsack of the guy who dropped the Moab on Afghanistan, the mother of all bombs. The mother of all bombs. The guy who hired John Bolton and Mike Pompeo and Gina Haspel, all insane neocon warmongers. He had them in his first term run his foreign policy. Well, guess what? Now he's got Mike Waltz and Marco Rubio and other neocons running his foreign policy in the second term, so you can't act like he's gotten better. Trump's first military raid as president killed a young American girl. He pardoned Blackwater war criminals who assassinated innocent civilians in the Nisour Square massacre. He signed a pro-torture executive order. He said we should take out the families of terrorists, the families, kill the families. That's what he said. So if your show exists to jerk that guy off 24/7 and act like he's brilliant and he's awesome and liberals and leftists and Democrats are fucking horrible, then again, I'd be careful shooting strays in this direction. Because the difference is everybody knows I'm principled on this shit, and everybody knows I oftentimes risk losing my own audience when I tell everybody the truth about the Democrat warmongers. I was on Joe Biden's ass over the constant arming and funding of the genocide in Israel. I was on top of that because that's what a principled person does. They care more about the policy. They care more about the morality. They care more about the ideology. They care more about helping people than they care about party or partisanship. That's what I do. That's what we do here. You, not so much.
Kyle laid out fact after fact. Trump ripped up the Iranian nuclear deal, which was objectively working to curb nuclear proliferation. He assassinated Qasem Soleimani, a move that almost sparked a direct war with Iran. And while Soleimani wasn't a saint, he was actively fighting ISIS, which kind of undercuts the Trump was against terrorism narrative. Then there's Yemen. Trump armed Saudi Arabia throughout its brutal war there, vetoed bipartisan attempts in Congress to stop US support for what is widely considered as a genocide, and embraced the Saudi regime to the very end. That's not America first, it's genocide first. Kyle also reminded everyone that Trump pardoned literally war criminals from the Nizer Square massacre and advocated for war crimes himself, openly calling for the murder of terrorist families. That's textbook authoritarian lunacy. Meanwhile, Tim's show is basically a 24/7 MAGA propaganda pipeline, and Kyle calls it like it is: unprincipled, partisan, and willing to cozy up to the worst elements of the Trump administration. From Joel Bolton to Marco Rubio, say what you want about Kyle, and he's at least consistent. He calls out Biden for the same warmongering tendencies when it's deserved, and that's the difference: principle over party. Pause. Are you getting tired of getting half the story from biased news sources? One outlet says one thing and another says the complete opposite. How are you supposed to know what's actually true? That's where ground news comes in. It lets you compare how different media outlets, left, right, and center, are covering the same story, so you can see the full picture instead of just the echo chamber. And here's the best part. Click the link in the description and get 40% off the Vantage tier, which gives you even deeper insights into media bias and political trends. Stay informed, think for yourself, and check out ground news in the description down below.